So we're talking about decisions with the law of decision with a new. We've got someone else here today. We've got our secret person here,
Flash.
Flash, and so we want to welcome y'all to Coffee with Ken. Without
Minus
Ken,
the Ken.
minus the Ken. And so we have our guest here today, and this is my son Noah. And we've got Butch McCracken, who is general manager here at Destiny Global. And I'm Dr. April Brown, that is a coach and coach trainer here for Destiny Global. And so welcome. And we have some fun things to talk about today. First of all, this is why you need to come to Destiny Global training. One of the biggest reasons is because personalities.
Yes.
And understanding the differences of a personality, that literally this is the kind of stuff, the shenanigans that happen regularly at our house, even in serious conversations. I will have a serious conversation with my son Noah and look over and he had a Captain America mask on or something. And I just used to would get so upset about it. I'd be like, you're so dishonoring. You're so disrespectful. What are you doing? And then after coming to this training, I realized that he's probably tapped out with the seriousness because he likes fun. And so we just laugh, and eventually we get back to maybe the serious conversation at some point. But anyway, so this is our son, Noah. He's Flash today. And we just gotta bring the fun. We gotta bring the fun. So anyway, you can take it off now.
You get to see it.
Because we're actually talking about the law of decision, and really choices that we have to make. And for young people, it can be really hard to make choices and make those decisions. And so, actually, on Saturday, our son Noah is going back to school, heading back to school for his senior year at college. Senior year. Whoop!
Very excited.
Well, it's not at Texas A&M, so I don't know why I whooped. But anyway, he's actually at Ouachita Baptist University in Arkansas. And so we wanted to have him on here today to talk about that decision, because he was actually at another school right down the road from where we are, and then decided that that's not where he wanted to be any longer. And so, and the thing about it is that it probably was for the time, and they heavily pursued him for football, and just certain things started to happen that he began to see that it wasn't the best decision for him. So how did you come to that decision, which was very late, last fall, right? Or no, last spring.
Yeah, it was last spring.
Yeah, it was last spring.
Beginning of the year.
To make that decision. So how did you come to that?
Well, I just knew that at the time, like, there was just a lot of stressful things going on. Like, in terms of registering for classes, like, I had a lot that I had to do in terms of that. And I didn't feel like I was getting much help from my advisor. In fact, if anything, it felt like she was telling me what classes I couldn't take. And I'm like, well, I'd really like it if you just laid down what classes I need to take. Mm-hmm. And there was one point where I only had 3 classes, and I needed another one in order to be able to even play football. So I kind of just threw one in there and really wasn't happy with my schedule. And I knew I really wasn't happy with the relationships that I had at the time at TLU. It was really hard to make friends because it was a very tight-knit community there. Everyone knew each other. And I was like the guy from Dallas coming down, you know. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of foreign territory for me. But I just knew I wasn't the happiest there. And then there was a lot of changes that were going on. Mm-hmm. Like in one of our classes, we had to give our pronouns and stuff. And so I think that was kind of like the final straw with knowing that I wanted to be with believers, and also getting an education. There also were things that kind of fell through that they had told me at the beginning of being at TLU that was going to happen, and that fell through. So we knew it was, or at least I knew it was God's time. He was telling me it's time to move on, and OBU was my second choice. So
yeah. And it just, like you said, there were a lot of things that weren't lining up with your values and what you believed, but also just so much struggle. Like when it just seems like it's so hard, it's like making another decision that was like 2 weeks out, actually, or less than 2 weeks out. No, it was just like less than a week.
More like
of,
a week and a half.
Yeah, turning everything over. Like that seems hard, but which is harder? Like, it's kind of like what we talked about last week of listing those pros and the cons to really see. And it was a hard decision to like make a change like that in mid, year, and with football and all the other stuff, because he'd built relationships there with football that he was now going to have to. Anyway, and then we have here, Butch has been, what's Butch?
He's my agent. He's been my football agent.
He's been his football agent. So, so how was that for, that decision? How do you, what part did you play in that?
We're still working on deals out there. But I think one of the big things with that is the conviction, right? It's really being impressed upon me lately, environment.
Yes,
that your environment
so
is everything. And I'm also convinced, as I fall into it too, we don't take our environment serious enough. The impact of our environment, right? We're just like, we go through. And so to be able to make those decisions at that age with those convictions is amazing. It's a gift, one that you will look back and go, man, I was glad I did that, right?
Yeah.
So
and I think he's very glad he did that.
yeah.
What are some things that this last semester that you really found that were a blessing for you in that decision?
Well, one of the things I had been telling her for the longest time is I told her if I don't play football at TLU, I can't see myself staying there. I can't see myself not having football and being able to flourish
That
there
was
because
such a main decision for why you went there in the first place.
yes, it was a big decision why I decided to go there. And so, but also it's just like you were saying, my environment wasn't great outside of football, and I felt like that was the only thing I really had that was keeping me, busy outside of school. I didn't have a whole lot of friends there, mainly because a lot of them were partying and stuff like that, and just not really living the life that I had a goal, and I was like, this is gonna take away from what I'm trying to achieve. And so, but here at OBU, I've told her like I stepped away from football because of everything with COVID and all the stuff that I was gonna have to deal with that. But I was actually at peace with being able to walk away from that and knowing that I'm where I'm supposed to be and that I had friends and people that, it's like if football's gone, I still feel like I have something there, such as the sports digital network they have there.
Okay.
I've been doing that a lot, so that keeps me busy as well. So it's actually been really nice.
Which aligns with your goals, because what is your major?
I'm a sports media major, hoping to become either a sports broadcaster or a sports writer. So, and this really just kind of goes in line with that because you're working on all of those things. It really helps prepare you for something like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
No, that's really good. Making those decisions at that age. At our events, you get convicted about a lot of things, and you realize that making decisions are critical, and not being afraid to make those decisions that are in your best interest. And starting off at a young age is powerful. Our daughter Elena, who's 27 now with 3 kids, I'll never forget, she was 3 months from graduating high school, came home from an event and said, I don't want to go back to school. Like what you said, it has nothing to offer me. The partying and various things, I'll finish homeschool and I'll just graduate and go that way. So the fact that making decisions at a young age is really commendable. It truly is.
When you focus on the life that you want, like you really, really want, like what is going to give me that life? What decisions do I make today that are going to give me the life that I want in the future?
Yes.
And it has to be long-term vision. can't
Correct.
just be like, what is your vision for tomorrow? It's like your long term vision for what you want to do. So if you want to get your first decision that you should make is to come to First Steps to
Yes.
Success.
Absolutely.
Yes, September 23rd
Through the 25th.
through the
believe.
25th.
Yep.
Just making sure.
You got it.
those. And so that is in San Antonio. We have all of the, find the link below and go and register, because that is an important decision
Yes.
for you to make, so that you can have, because Noah's been coming to these events and learning how to make these decisions, learning about how to stay out of debt and how to, build a business. He built a lawn business. It grew out out of us.
Broke's dad
So
would do it.
yeah, has learned how all of these skills to make money and to save money and all of this stuff, and people skills to understand people, how to communicate with them. So that is your first best decision that you can make, is to come to First Steps. We would love to see you there.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
also have a Next Gen event, again, backed by popular demand, thinking we were going to have
Yes.
15 students there, and we had 40 something.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
we
over
would love
40.
to have you there. Bring your kids, because this is such teaching that you do not learn in school. You
No.
don't even learn in college,
No.
unfortunately. So
No.
it's vital skills for how to do business, how to earn money, how to save money, how to keep it, how to keep the money that you earn, because it's not about how much you earn. It is about how much you keep.
Yes.
And so it's awesome. So we'd love to have you there. And
Yes.
so thanks for joining us for Coffee with Ken, minus
Minus
Ken.
Minus Ken.
Anyway, have a
Cheers.
great week. Bye.
See you, gang.
Bye.